I want to talk about something very serious here. I woke up from a very prophetic dream. I was talking to someone who was much holier than myself, and he told me that I should log on to Trashman, or otherwise known as the Ironman From Hell, and continue on with my journey from where I left off. It's been over 8 months since I put out a video on this series or even logged into the account. The restrictions on this account are ridiculous, and it's just kind of a masochistic grind. I can't directly trade XP or GP for tradable items, but untradeable items are fine. Just kidding, this prophetic dream is entirely made up. I just read through a bunch of comments on my channel and realized this is the highest view grossing series I've had in quite a while. I haven't uploaded a video on this in 8 months and I still get 2,000 views a day on just a singular first episode. So I don't know where these views are coming from and where these comments are coming from telling me to continue the series, but I'm gonna listen to them because I'm a dirty stinking sellout and because I'm still working on very long grinds on my other accounts such as my Defense Pier and my Perilous Inferno cave I plan to do. So this is going to be kind of a filler series I can still put into my channel while I'm on these long grinds in order to still bring you guys some content. But where were we in this series? It's literally been 8 months. I didn't have an idea. I had to watch my last video to figure out where I even was as I logged in this account and it was in the middle of a guard area on the second floor of Port Sarim jail. So I rewatched the last episode of my series and there were two main problems I came across. One was I wanted to get a raw sardine somehow in order to do Gertrude's cat and get into Sophonim, possibly to do Pyramid Plunder as I can't do the feud and buy the Desert Disguise because that's a tradable item exchanged for GP, and Pyramid Plunder is going to be my second alternative and my best thieving XP in the game. In my last episode, there was another problem I was trying to overcome, and that was getting the Zamorak monk robes, the top and bottom for Underground Pass quest completion, because killing those Zamorak monks at the end of the quest gives XP, and I can't pick up the robes that have been given to me by getting XP. So the alternative was to use alt accounts and push the Chaos Fanatic all the way from the western side of the wilderness to the very eastern side at the Fountain of Ruin, where ruins don't give XP and therefore magic spells don't give XP. I did some testing on this after I rewatched this over, and I actually saw how long the route was from Chaos Fanatic to the Fountain of Ruin, and it was disgustingly awful. It would have taken me like 4 hours to kill one of these things and get an only 1 in 32 drop chance at the robe top and bottom. At this point, I thought that wasn't worth it. Let's just wait till Poison Dynamite comes out, and surely enough, Poison Dynamite's coming out this coming week, so good thing I didn't waste my time in actually killing that thing once per 4 hours. Instead, let's focus on the sardine. How do we get the bait for the sardine? How do we get the sardine? And what do we do with further progression on this account? Before we get into the exploits and adventures of today's video, I have to give a shout out to our sponsor for this episode, Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership program which delivers you top shelf goods from under the radar brands. 90% of the products Bespoke Post offers are from small brands, therefore promoting smaller businesses all along the way. For members, there's new products to choose from every month, as well as you get around a $70 retail value at a fraction of that price. So being a consumer of Bespoke Post over the last few months, I've gotten a lot of products sent to me, and I've really came to realize these are very handy, and you don't even know you need them until you actually do. For one, I didn't even own a pen until I got this carry box from them, and they gave me this amazing magnetic backing, gold in my favorite color ballpoint pen, and now I can actually write my mortgages because I now own, $1 million home. Another one of these products I've gotten from Bespoke is the Habano box. I've already used half the cigars in this thing. They're hand-rolled cigars. They're amazing. They're Nicaraguan tobacco rolled in a Cuban leaf, and I use these. I go out and fish with these on my $1 million yacht every now and then. As well, from time to time, I'll enjoy chiefing these things in a dirty back alley. Another product I've really enjoyed, and you can see that I've thoroughly used over the months, is the Terra box. It came with this amazing knife. It's wonderful for the outdoors, and honestly, I just love knives, so yeah. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below and enter code Rendi20 for 20% off, or go to bespokepost.com/Rendi20. So the dirty raw sardine, how do we get this thing without having to exchange GP or XP? Because you have to, one, either catch it, get it from a monster drop, which we can't kill monsters and pick up their drops because it takes combat XP to do that. As well, Poison Dynamite has not yet come out, so that's not an option. Even the reward pool in Temperos that gives a possibility of raw sardine gives 10 fishing XP, so that's technically exchanging XP for a tradable item, and I can't do that. Bowls of fish are an untradeable item I could use to get raw sardines, but unfortunately I can't get bowls of fish because I can't go to Fossil Island where this activity and where this item lies because it requires dig site quest, which I can't do because I don't have 10 herb lore. And I can't currently train herblore because I can't get the raw bear meat or the raw beef in order to do druidic ritual without somehow exchanging GP or XP, unless one of y'all has a good idea on this. Once again, I'm not an expert on many fields of Runescape, so please help me out whenever you get a chance. Leave a comment on the video if you ever have any ideas throughout watching this. Yeah, this is a ridiculous Snowflake account if you haven't noticed. Well, to get raw sardine, there is one way I can think of, and this came to me in that once again prophetic dream that never existed. Just kidding, it came to me from a random Discord user who accidentally found this. He found that if you use normal bait inside of the fishing contest area, you can get a raw sardine, and because this fishing spot is programmed differently, it doesn't give XP. That's right, all we need is bait now, and finding a way to get bait without XP or GP in order to get a now 0 XP raw sardine from the fishing contest fishing spots. But does this even work? Can I trust this random guy who just came into my Discord and dropped this info, as no one's probably tested this ever? I don't know, we'll find out. As well, we'll have to find out where to get bait, because right now I'm looking at simple lock boxes. We're going to have to go back to where we went on the first episode of this account, the purple area in the ice mountain that no one ever goes to, the ruins of Camdoozle, and I'm going to try and have to get simple lock boxes and open them for a very small chance of pulling fishing bait, unless I can think of something else. Because once again, simple lock boxes are untradeable, so getting a tradable from that isn't technically exchanging any XP directly for the item. God, this is so convoluted. I hate it, but it's good views. First, I'm going to try actually using dark bait, because there's a dark bait spawn in the wilderness and I have some of this in my bank. I'm also going to try using feathers. So first of all, I'm just going to go start fishing contests right away because I have the 10 fishing requirement, and I'm going to go try and use these baits, or possibly no bait at all, just in case I can get this sardine without any bait or feathers or dark bait and not have to waste countless hours getting real fishing bait with this account's ridiculous restrictions. Oh, I know a lot of you are going to be saying bait packs at this point, but unfortunately, even though those are untradeable, I'm just not going to allow my account to use packs because that's just way too easy. Okay, so it looks like this is a no-go. I'm not getting any sardines or even the carp from the fishing contest with this, because obviously I don't have red vine worms either. So unfortunately, we're going to have to find a way to get fishing bait, and the best possible way I can think of right off the bat is the ruins of Camdoozle. And yes, this is the place I went in episode 1 for like half the episode and spent 20 hours there trying to get the Baronite mace because it's an untradeable, pretty decent weapon. And I did open a lot of simple lock boxes there, but none of them had the fishing bait, which is a pretty common drop. So I'm going to go here and have to mine some more shards, bust some more shards open, and spend possibly another 20 hours unless I can think of something better while I'm mining these shards. Alright, I did consult the Discord and we do have a better idea. Yeah, we're not going to have to stay here for another 20 hours this time. But I also went ahead and banged open some of these Baronite deposits for more shards before then, and I found an Imkondo hammer, which is super rare to actually get. And this hammer is going to be very helpful because it's a wieldable hammer. You can use it for construction, all kinds of things. Anything you need a hammer for, obviously, like smithing. I might as well get the, I think it's a 1250 Baronite shard requirement in order to actually fix this thing up and use it. So I'm going to stay here a little bit longer, but the new plan to actually get the fishing bait is one that's a little bit more sophisticated. One, I could get either a poison weapon from something such as Barbarian Assault Low Gambles and then go kill the bandits west of the GE. The bandits have reduced XP, so I wouldn't actually be getting XP for just poisoning these things or hitting a 1 on them. Option 2, if I didn't want to actually do tons of low gambles and a bunch of Barbarian Assault, I could get Bird's Nest, which are 0 XP. I could pull unenchanted sapphire rings out of those Bird's Nests since they are untradeable, and then I could go to the Fountain of Ruin and enchant those for 0 magic XP and still hold the Ring of Recoil without having to drop it. And from there, I could hit a 1 on the bandit and then let the recoil kill the rest of the bandit. Or like I said before, I could get the Rune Dagger poisoned from low gambles and then just poison the bandits that way. All these options, though, would take a hell of a long time. And from these bandits, I think the fishing bait is a 1 in 9 or 1 in 10 chance of a drop. So it's not even guaranteed. And I'd have to waste a lot of recoils on these things, if not going the option of the poison. But there is a third option here, and that is using alt accounts to hit a 1 with Venom. Now I have Venom alt accounts for various tasks across all my accounts. These are 1 strength specific accounts that have access to 75 defense for Serpentine Helm. I long range trains these accounts, so I'm going to be using these. They also have high attack, so they can hit a 1 pretty easily on pretty much any NPC. I'm going to be using a couple of these accounts I have, 75 attack-ish, 75 defense, 1 strength. And what I'm going to try and do is hit a 1 with a poison weapon for a 50% chance to venom these bandits west of the GE. Then I'm going to let these bandits die to venom. Therefore, there's a 20-second cooldown until the next venom hits on the new bandit I decide to venom. That's going to allow 20 seconds for the NPC I had a 1 on to regen back up to full HP, and I just have to hope there's about a 30% chance. There's no way to really globally time the HP regeneration of these NPCs, but I have to hope that its HP goes back up to full before the venom ticks down, and then the Iron Man can do any amount of damage as long as it's not too high, like a 7 or 8, and it'll give me an actual XP drop. And this is all going to be basically consolidated around luck of getting the 1 off, the monster then regenerating a 33% chance back up to full. And this will show me through actually stabbing the NPC on my Iron Man if it's my kill or not. And then another chance of even getting an XP drop and making it to where I can't pick up the drop, because if I hit too high, the XP drop will roll in even though these bandits have fractionalized XP. So in summary, the goal is to get a 1 off, venom the NPC with a 50% chance, have its HP regenerate before the venom ticks down, so then the Iron Man can get the kill credit, because therefore no other person has attacked the NPC technically because it's at full HP. Have the venom tick down, make sure I don't hit over a 7, and therefore this is about a 3 kill per hour method of getting the actual drop on this Iron Man. But even then, it's only like a 1 in 9 chance to get this drop, so on average it only took me about 3 hours to get the fishing bait drop from these bandits without any XP exchange for that tradable item. So this is drop number 6, and we got it. Our fishing bait has came in clutch. Luckily, I did not go like 30 kills dry and spend multiple days on this task for fishing bait, but it did take a little over 2 hours to get the fishing bait without gaining any XP, and therefore we can pick up this bait here, and voila. We can now test the Sardine Theory, and I'm going to go ahead and start Gertrude's cat while I'm down this way as well. Okay, because of our testing earlier, we already have the fishing contest pass, and let's pay the coins to get inside and try and go ahead and fish this sardine for hopefully 0 XP. Hopefully our tip-off in our Discord was correct, and we get this sardine with 0 XP. So let's see here. Yep, it gives a sardine, and it gives literally 0 fishing XP. That's so weird. I wonder if you can get a heron pet from this spot. I bet it's not like properly coded, so I doubt it even gives a pet. If so, you could get like a level 10 fishing pet or something stupid, but yeah, interesting find there. Thank you so much for that information, and that's really going to help our account out with Death Ruins, with access to Sophonim for hard clue steps, for Pyramid Plunder, for the best in slot, best in XP, whatever you want to call it, Thieving XP, as thieving will come in handy on this account because coin pouches are going to be great. In fact, I might be trying to get thieving to 50 today to get rogues, to get double coin pouches and more GP, because coin pouches technically are untradeable. And by pivoting through these untradeable routes of clue caskets being untradeable, or soul wars crates being untradeable, or things such as even like coin pouches being untradeable, Wintertodt crates being untradeable, I could go on and on and on about these loopholes, but because of them we can acquire a lot of items on this account you otherwise wouldn't think of. That gives us a lot of best in slots and things such as a good money making method through coin pouches and giving us just straight up GP. As well, I'm going to need a bucket of milk for Gertrude's cat quest. Oh no. Luckily, milking a cow gives no XP, so we can get this just fine and dandy. And as well, there's bucket spawns all across the map that you can just pick up for obviously no XP or GP in exchange. I just had a scare here paying Willow to tell me where the cat was. I was thinking like, is this GP, you know, acceptable to pay because I'm not really getting any items? Yes, it is. But then I thought, don't you have to buy a kitten? Yes, you do at a later point in time. The first kitten you don't have to buy, but even then, the second kitten, I just realized kittens are untradeable, so the scare has passed. I can get kittens. I can trade them in for Death Ruins even further down the road probably as a way to get ruins. So this is going to be a good quest to have done actually, and we do have access to West Arty. We have done Biohazard last episode, so really, this is going to be a good way to get ruins in this account passively. Sorry. Ruins, not ruins. There we go. We did it. The 0 XP GP method for Gertrude's cat quest. I know it sounds ridiculous to have this quest done at such a late level in the game for this account, but it is a true accomplishment for me, as I didn't even think it was possible. And thanks to the man in Discord once again. Without you, I would be nowhere. So here we are with our new kitten, beautiful kitten, that one day I'm going to sacrifice for Death Ruins. But first of all, I'm going to use to actually start Ickathon's little helper to get into Sophonim for those hard clue steps down the road, and for Pyramid Plunder to get some thieving up. Speaking of getting into Sophonim, I think I have to get a willow log as some of the gear to give the first NPC to get inside the city. So the only way I can get willow logs is through Wintertodt crates, but I can get these. I first just have to get 50 firemaking, and I'm going to have to do that with normal log spawns, probably near the wizard's tower, as that's the quickest with hopping, as they aren't as far away from each other. So I forgot to mention this earlier, but while I was mining those baronite shards, I did get a hard clue geode. I don't even know if this is the first one on the account, a hard clue, but it's the first one I can remember because it's been so damn long since I've logged into this. The first step of this clue is me having to kill a wilderness Zammy wizard near the lever in like 55 wild. That's not great because yes, we are still a hardcore on this account. It doesn't really matter that much to me, but it is kind of scary going out in the wilderness having to kill something. As a hardcore Iron Man, I've never had this experience. As well, I doubt we could even complete the hard clue, but there are so many things we can gain from hard clues, as well as so many steps we probably can't do. The very best thing I could get from this hard clue casket would be an Amulet of Glory trimmed, as that's going to be my best in slot amulet for the entirety of this account. As well, there's things like magic short bows I believe you can get, as well as black d'hide, and so many other things from hard clues that are just going to be best in slot forever on this account, because clue caskets are untradeable and I can keep the items from these hard clues, and any clue for that matter. I've never been in this dungeon in my life. I didn't even know what the Forthos dungeon was, and I got lost trying to get here, but here we are. Step number 6 on this clue. This should be it. I don't know how the hell I managed to do 6 steps on the hard clues with the restrictions on this account, but I did, and this should be our first hard clue casket, there you go, that I'll ever have. Hopefully I get something good, even like a rune pickaxe, rune axe. Like I said, any kind of dragonstone or black d'hide would be great to have on this account. Let's just see what I can pull from this thing. Holy shit. So we got a piece of black d'hide and we got the rune pickaxe. That's our new best in slot pickaxe. Before we had an addy pickaxe from medium clues. There's going to be a lot of mining on this account, as there's different kinds of things I can actually exchange for untradables through mining activities like Motherlode Mine even, and as well as Stardust. Another perk, like I said, once again, are these black d'hide chaps. I can use those. Once I have full black d'hide and some god boots and maybe even like a god coif of some sort, I'll have best in slot range. It's going to be better than my void, which at my current time is the best thing I can have, is this void range in my bank. Okay, finally back on track. I'm trying to get to Wintertodt, and there's a 50 firemaking requirement, as once again I need those willow logs from the Wintertodt crate. So I'm at the wizard's tower. I'm going to be hopping worlds, lighting 3 logs at a time for some very, very slow firemaking XP to get from 35 now to 50 firemaking. I'm about an hour and a half into the process, and I realized, I looked further into the quest guide, you don't actually have to give the Wanderer willow logs. That's later on in the quest, and I can't complete Ikatha's little helper quest anyways because you have to buy linen for 30 coins. So I can never finish this quest anyways, and I don't really need the willow logs. I just need to get into the city. So there's really no point in me getting the willow logs, but I'm already almost 50 firemaking here. And I do want to check out Wintertodt, as I'm going to have to go there eventually anyways for dynamite in order to make poison dynamite down the road to get NPC drops whenever that comes out here in a few days. There we go, 50 firemaking. Now I have to get a way to get food to use in Wintertodt. I don't want to have to hop around north of Camelot Bank upstairs in the house for jugs of wine to get 1 jug at a time per world and go through my world hop limit and do all of that. It's just so tedious. It would take so long to get a decent amount of jugs of wine. So I need to find a better alternative to food, and I have the perfect idea for this alternative. But first, I got sidetracked. I started the Halloween event and got instantly all the rewards just by talking to the first guy. Luckily enough, there's some warm clothing here, like the Halloween jacket that I'll be able to use for Wintertodt, and I don't have to go to these random locations and dig up the stuff from Crack the Clue number 1. I don't have to go hunting for that stupid warm clothing that every single person wears at Wintertodt, and I can distinguish myself from the crowd for once, because I definitely don't do that enough already in this game. So if you didn't know, you can actually pick pineapples like you can bananas, and you can get like 26 a world. These things are so old that when you pick too many of them, as you can see here, they just drop instantly to the ground. They don't tell your inventory that it's too full. I don't think anyone's ever used these in the entire history of RuneScape. They're absolutely ridiculous looking. But the great thing about these is if I use a knife on them, then they give me 4 pineapple rings that heal 2 HP each, meaning each pineapple is 8 HP. And I can pick these super fast. I only have to hop worlds like once per inventory. It's a super fast accumulation of food that I can get, even though the eats themselves are only 2 hit points each. So this gave me the idea of, if I actually get a decent butler and 40 construction, I can go in the house portal here in Brimhaven where I can move my house to, and then I can just deposit these pineapples to the bank straight through the butler rather than running all the way to the port in Artie, paying the guy some GP to get to the RD bank and banking them there. This would be an extremely fast accumulation of food, probably like 3,000 pineapples per hour, and these are 8 HP per slot. Even though they are tedious to cut and eat, it's a very frequent and reliable way to get food on this account for 0 GP or XP in exchange. And guess where we can get construction up? At Wintertodt itself, by repairing braziers, possibly crashing people who are doing solo Wintertodt and repairing and fixing their braziers, because before this we were actually using soft clay from Stardust packs, and I was having to build literally fireplaces from soft clay because getting nails, I would only get 1 iron nail per world in Shazian area from a spawn, and that was the only way I could get nails and use plank spawns and actually make furniture out of planks versus soft clay. So soft clay packs were a thing that we did from Stardust. Now we can possibly go to Wintertodt, get some construction XP through fixing the braziers passively, or possibly do mahogany homes, because I found out I'm going to need a bolt of cloth anyways to make 2 beds, and there's a 1 in 20 chance from the reward crates of mahogany homes. The only way I can get this bolt of cloth without XP or GP is from this crate, and I'm going to need a few bolts of cloth anyways to make beds in order to use a butler. In order to get a butler, you need 2 beds in separate bedrooms, and yeah, to do that banking method I mentioned earlier with the pineapples, we're going to do that. So future idea, I need bolts of cloth and a lot of mahogany homes. Oh my god, dude, like I found this as well. If you cut the pineapple here, look at this. It just goes straight to the floor. Remember back in the day when you could drop so many items in Grief PKers, but they changed that due to high alch values? Well, you could have probably just cut pineapples and put 78 pineapple rings on the ground, if not more, if you had a full inventory with another person, and instantly griefed an item off the ground and made it disappear, because the item cap on the ground is only 155 items until the one below that disappears. Nobody get any bad ideas out of this, but there's something really wrong with cutting pineapples. Just look at this. This is bug abuse.
Why is it creating that many?
This is bug abuse. I could probably get over 1,000 items on the ground in less than like 50 seconds. Fuck, these pineapples are giving me some bad thoughts.
How many did
We
you
need to
start
go.
with?
We need to go delete people's items for a new video. I just figured it out.
Right click a pineapple.
Okay, so we've got our warm gear. We're at Wintertodt. Let's do this. Let's see how much construction XP, first of all, we can get from just fixing these braziers and hopping around worlds. So I've been hopping forever. I can't find a single broken brazier to actually repair. This is kind of bad. Let's see how much XP this even gives me if I can repair a singular one.
Right there. Go. Fix it.
No, he's going.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Oh!
Yeah.
Task complete. So we're getting around 100 XP per fix. Luckily, I did get a little bit more fortunate as time went on, and as you can see here, there is a lot more I'm finding in random solo worlds that are broken that I can fix, even in the back of the map. Holy, why did I just get it 16, dude?
Because you're not wearing warm clothing?
I am. I'm wearing what it said on the fucking thing. That, and that. I'm getting hit by 16s. Whenever there's only one brazier that's actually lit, the increase of damage comes in. I thought that maybe I wasn't wearing enough warm clothing, but I am. It's just the fact that these people are soloing that I get more damage on my character. So luckily, I don't have to be in the world long, but when I am, sometimes I get hit with a fat 15 or 16, and it scares the hell out of me being a hardcore Ironman. Alright, now that I've realized I get a moderate to terrible XP per hour for construction, hopping worlds here, I want to do a real game of Wintertodt, just see what I get from the actual crate, and see how effective it is to actually use pineapple rings, being that they heal only 2 hit points per eat, considering I'm going to be getting hit for a lot more than that while playing the game at this high of an HP level.
Run, you idiot!
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Eat faster!
Oh, you're so trapped at this game. Like...
Come on. Couple more. Okay, we're 500 points, we're good. So it wasn't the best of ideas, but I feel like I could get this method down where I eat between, say, wood cutting chops or between lights of the fire and do everything tick perfectly, and maybe these pineapple rings will be feasible. I don't know, I'm still interested in the idea, but I do need to practice that a bit more, as I literally almost died in Wintertodt and lost hardcore status, of all places, in Wintertodt. And from my Wintertodt crate for that game, I got junk, and when I say junk, I mean like the worst thing I've ever seen anyone pull from this minigame period. Probably because I barely got the 500 reward to actually get a crate in the first place, because I was stuffing my face with pineapple rings for half the game. Next, I wanted to test my pineapples somewhere better, somewhere that's not as damage intensive, and that is Pyramid Plunder. So now we can actually get inside Pyramid Plunder because we've done Gertrude's cat. We have a kitten, therefore we can start Icothan's little helper and get into Sophonim where Pyramid Plunder is located. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some anti-poisons from the anti-poison spawn near Castle Wars in order to actually do some Pyramid Plunder games, as well as pick up some more pineapples, and then I'm going to bank those in Artie as I don't have access to the butler yet, but possibly will in the future. So we found out we did not need the willow logs from Wintertodt in order to get into Sophonim during Icothan's Little Helper's starter portion of the quest, but we did need a water skin 4-dose. Now luckily one of our viewers after the first or second episode updated the wiki to show where there's a brand new water skin spawn. Unfortunately this is a water skin 0 spawn, but this still is a great start, as now we can get into Sophonim as long as we fill this water skin up. Now I didn't know this, but apparently if you fill up a water skin by cutting a cactus it gives wood cutting XP, so technically I couldn't do that because that's exchanging XP for a tradable item, being the water skin 4-dose or 1-dose or any dose you fill it up to. So I found a way without having to cut a cactus, which was simply to use a water skin on any water source. I didn't even know this worked till today, but it did, and we were able to then get the 2 water skins we needed to start Icothan's Little Helper. Okay, but now I need to actually get into the desert, not just on the side of it before the Shantae Pass, and I did that through roping the eagle from the Eagle's Peak quest into the desert. That's because we cannot buy a Shantae Pass because that's exchanging GP directly for a tradable item. So the convoluted part of doing Pyramid Plunder and even just starting this quest is every time I bank, I'm going to have to use a Piscator's teleport for my scroll teleport book that I got from Medium Clues a few episodes prior, and therefore I'm going to have a limited amount of times to bank. But luckily I think I only want 50 thieving today for Rogue's armor. And I don't even remember how, but somehow we're 42 thieving already. The only annoying part is I have to run south from this teleport, then run south all the way through the desert from north to south sides. But hopefully my new pineapple food source will last me a long time per trip at Pyramid Plunder. So once again our 0 XP sardine comes in clutch, and we're able to now get inside Sophonim by talking to the Wanderer and scaring her off with our cat. Okay, so let's see how long it takes and how many trips it takes to actually get 42 to 50 thieving. With cut pineapples and weird rope methods to get into the desert, then running all the way south. I think I was utterly and terribly mistaken. This cannot be the fastest thieving method. This is the worst thing I've ever done on this account yet. But yeah, here we are, 50 thieving. This took forever. I don't recommend ever doing this ever again. I'm probably not going to. And pineapples weren't the best thing, but they worked because we only got hit for 2s by the snakes. We could eat back up 2 HP as soon as we got hit and not waste really any ticks. So it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. The run all the way here is the worst part from the Desert Eagle. It was a very far run per bank, per trip. Also, I decided to stay a little bit longer, as you can see. And here's a quick tip for you hardcore Ironmen out there, who are probably much better than myself, but might not know this. You can relog to refresh the poison timer. It only kicks in about every 10 seconds. So even though I'm exactly 1 tick away from death, I am going to survive because I'm relogging before I make it to my bank, before every 10 seconds passes in game. Alright, so we already have 67 agility from doing a lot of agility in the previous episodes. Now we're 50 thieving. Let's take it on. Let's do Rogue's Den. I want to get full Rogue's outfit. That is a completely untradeable outfit, even though I do get XP from the minigame towards the end when I loot the crate. It's not going to matter because once again, the crate actually is untradeable anyways. But for 2, the Rogue's armor is also untradeable. So there's really no breaking of my made up useless rules here inside of Rogue's Den at all. Alright, so here we are a few hours later after many failed cracked safes and using of this plugin that basically cheats for me and tells me where to run. I have finally gotten full Rogue's outfit. So we're going to go to Artie and test this out first on guards, see if we can get double coin pouches, as once again that's going to be a great moneymaker for me, especially when I can actually thieve from Artie Knights at 55 thieving instead of this shit tier 50 thieving. Okay, interesting. I don't get double coin pouches with Rogue's armor on. The wiki says you get double loot. Double loot. And I've been streaming this on Discord to my friends all day. I actually hate you.
I thought it gave you double coin pouch.
I thought it did too. This motherfucker knew the whole time. And you just let me sit there.
Honestly, I just didn't think about it. I just didn't think about it.
Why doesn't it give you double coin pouches, man? That's what it's supposed to do.
It doesn't even say that, dude. It says there's a chance of pocketing twice the loot with the full set guaranteeing double loot.
Yeah, but you get... So the way it works is you pickpocket and you'll get the coin pouch.
Why are you
and you'll get
pickpocketing a
the
guard?
solid amount of coins.
Because that's all I can pickpocket. Why? Why?
You got double.
So this outfit is completely useless? That's what you're telling me?
I'm so sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. I was doing my own shit. I'm so sorry.
Wait, how long did it take you to get that out?
Like 3 hours, dude. I also trained my thieving up just to get it.
I'm sure there's some usefulness somewhere.
Is there anything untrainable that you can steal 2 of? Okay, well, I found out at 90 thieving, we can get double loot from these Tizhars. We can get Tackle because that's untradeable, and then we can trade that for whatever the hell we want. So we just now have to get 90 thieving. So one day this rogue's armor will be useful, but I sure as hell am not going back to Pyramid Plunder for that 90 thieving because that run all the way there was god awful. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I'm coming at you with another episode within the next week, so look forward to that. We'll continue on with some mahogany homes and the strange and weird restrictions of not trading XP or GP for tradable items on this very scuffed Ironman From Hell. I hope to see you all then. If you enjoyed today's video as well as my other videos, please leave the channel a subscription, a like on the video. I love you all. I'll talk to you all soon.